Hi there, it's Nicole Spohr and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to have a little welcome cards showcase featuring welcoming card ideas using new stamps, dies, and products from the Simon Says Stamp Hello Beautiful release. This is the newest release from Simon Says Stamp. It's just chock full of amazing new product. I absolutely love this release, and so I decided to create a bunch of different cards. We're going to have 6 different cards today. First of all is this darling Bitty Birdhouse that we are going to be creating, and I actually had die cut a bunch of these birdhouses from different brand new Lawn Fawn textured cardstock. So see all of the great cardstock for the birdhouse bases. This is also a brand new product release this week. Big release week out in the card making crafty world here. So many brand new releases, but I loved them, and I had played around with several different ideas, and ultimately I came back to my original idea, but I already had a ton of birdhouses die cut and I didn't want to waste any of them. So I ended up making 3 different mini slimline cards. You'll notice all of my cards today are mini slimlines. I am really loving this size. I think it's a really nice cross between a traditional slimline, which is really, long and skinny, and an A2 standard size card base. It's a little bit longer than a standard card base, but it's that nice short little size, and I'm really loving it. I think it's very easy to make a card. Sometimes I think a slimline can be a little intimidating as far as spatially and filling in all of those areas and whatnot. And so this mini slimline is just very doable. I love that it's just this cute little size. I am tipping all of my cards on their side, I guess, if you will. They're all going to be landscape. And for the birdhouse cards, we're either going to have our birdhouses over to the right, like the first 2 cards I'm going to show you, or on the last one over to the left, but I am grouping them in sets of 3. Now, I think I had die cut all but maybe 1 or 2 of the birdhouses. I'm trying to think. Anyway, I kind of thought maybe I'd fill the entire card front with birdhouses, and then I thought maybe I would do a standard slimline of birdhouses, and I just wasn't feeling it. My original idea had been the mini slimline, and so I came back to it and I reworked it, and I decided on this little cluster of 3. I really personally prefer an odd number of embellishments on a card, and so that's what we're doing here. We're combining it with this brand new CZ Design Welcome die. There's the die for the die cut word and also the shadow. I didn't use the shadow on any of my cards today, but this is just a fantastic addition to Kathy's line at Simon Says Stamp. I love, love, love these. I did die cut 3 of them from the Lawn Fawn Fog cardstock, and I'm adhering them one on top of another. Now, I do want to talk a little bit about my birdhouse construction here. So the the birdhouse itself is that textured dot cardstock, which I mentioned is a brand new cardstock from Lawn Fawn. Beautiful assortment of color. It comes in all kinds of color. And then I'm taking some Sunny Studio pattern paper for that tone on tone effect. And each birdhouse is going to have this cute little striped roof. And then the opening for the birdhouse and then the hanger, I just simply picked a similar color of cardstock from my stash. So everything is very monochromatic, and I really, really like that. So the first little birdhouse trio, we've got yellow, aqua, and green. And we're finishing with these cute little heart accents up here at the top of the house. I wanted a little bit of embellishment, and that's how I'm pulling that into my card design today. I'm also utilizing my tweezers a bunch. Tweezers for all of the little die cut pieces and to help hold things in place while liquid glue is drying. The base of my card, mini slimlines measure 3 1/8 by 6 1/4. That is the card base size. My panel of pattern paper then is going to measure 2 7/8 by 6 inches. That's going to give you that nice little white border all the way around. And then welcome is going to be glued here in place, kind of down along the bottom edge. I really wanted it to be very nice and light, so no harsh dark colors on these first cards at all. And the tweezers are just helping hold those hangers in place until that's all the way dry. Then I'll flip the card over and trim off the excess. The great thing about a horizontal stripe background is it's really easy to line up the sentiment, which I love. We're going to take a couple of phrases from the Welcoming Stamp Set, also a brand new product, and stamp these with a little Simon Says Stamp smoke ink on smooth white cardstock, and then we'll use a Simon Says Stamp Nested Banners die to die cut these two phrases into little sentiment strips. I like to run them through one way, flip them around, line up the other side, and then we'll just run it through enough where you can hear the little crack and know that it cut the paper. Now that the hangers are dry, I'm just going to flip the card over and trim off the excess. I am not going to actually trim off the excess of the birdhouse roof. I really like that this will fit in the envelope like this, and I don't mind it hanging off the edge just a bit. You're going to notice that on all three of these welcome home type of cards. Then we're going to put foam adhesive on the back of our sentiment strips, and one is going to go up above the word welcome and one down below. Our sentiment will then read, "You are always welcome to a free hug from me." So a really fun take on a welcome card, where I think this kind of just works as an encouragement or thinking of you, friendship, anything like that. Now, I really felt like my card needed a little pop of color, so we're going to grab some little red hearts and we're going to put a little one in the center of the O in welcome and a couple more up above, kind of over there to the left. And that is going to be it for our first card. Now, I did the second card off camera because it's basically the same thing with just a different color combination and a couple of different sentiments. The second card is going to be pink, orange, and purple birdhouses. Same welcome, same background. Going to have a phrase up above and below. One of the big differences with this one is that it's going to have a phrase, "You're always," like you are always. It actually has a coordinating die, so it's going to kind of cut around the curves and things of that phrase. And so I stamped both that phrase and then the little phrase I'm going to put below the word welcome on some Simon Says Stamp smoke gray cardstock, heat embossed with white embossing powder, and then die cut and placed on my card. So here's kind of what that looks like. You'll notice I'm also doing my sentiment for my final card, that little "to the neighborhood" phrase. Because I knew I was going to be needing that for my final card, we're just going to do that at the same time. I've already assembled all my birdhouses. I've assembled the welcome. We've got our little hearts there. And we're just finishing up the rest of the phrases for our second card. I'm a huge fan of if you have the supplies out already. And like in this case, I had started die cutting some birdhouses and then I kind of switched gears partway through and thought, no, I'm going to do these colors instead. And I ended up with a bunch of colors. I had no waste. I ended up using every birdhouse I die cut on one of these 3 cards. And by doing that, I did all my die cutting kind of at once and then just sat and put these together. I'm doing my stamping all at once and then putting that in place. It goes really, really fast. I'm a big fan of assembly line style card making. So let's just go ahead and get the rest of the little phrases we're going to need for our cards and things. Die cut everything and we'll finish assembling that second card. And then really quick, I am going to show you the third card and just the different things I did for that one. It's really just kind of flip-flopping where we're putting the birdhouses and the sentiments. But I did die cut the sentiment from a different color. I did the background in a different color. I really just wanted to show you another way you could use the same basic design with maybe some different pattern papers. These are really pattern paper heavy projects today as well. I've heard from you guys when I have done some pattern paper projects that you want to see more of those, and so I'm trying to do some of that here today. So this utilizes die cut, stamped and die cut, and then we're stamping directly on the background. Just a little bit different, but very, very similar. And I love the blues and greens on that one. Next up, we have some welcome baby cards. So we had some, you know, like friendship welcome, welcome you can, I'm here for you type of cards, and welcome to the neighborhood. So kind of a new home card with the Bitty Birdhouse. Now we've got baby cards. We're using the Welcoming Stamp Set again. So we're going to be combining that with the baby gender reveal stamp set and this interactive baby stroller, the little baby pram. So cute. So the welcome was stamped on colored cardstock using clear embossing ink and heat embossed with white embossing powder. On an aqua cardstock, I'm using Lawn Fawn, mermaid cardstock, and sunflower. And I did those at the same time. I'm also stamping on Simon Says Stamp slate gray cardstock, Congrats, and To the World. Those Congrats is from the baby gender reveal. To the World is from the Welcoming Stamp Set. So Welcome and To the World are from the Welcoming. Congrats is from the baby gender reveal. I love how it's all going to tie together here in a minute. Stamped and embossed in white. We're going to die cut all of this. I did die cut the baby strollers off camera, and we're going to assemble them. So I kind of did maybe a little bit different color. I guess the aqua not so much. It's still blue. But instead of pink, I went with yellow. I don't know why, but I'm really feeling the yellow right now. Maybe it's because I'm just longing for sunshine and warmth and sunny days that can be spent outside. I don't know. But I love yellow, and so I just opted to do that today. You can obviously do these in any color you want. I also think it's really fun to have the baby gender reveal stamp set. There's some super cute phrases. So if you were hosting a baby gender reveal for friends or family, can you imagine doing invitations or just special little things, table decorations or whatever for the party? So cute and so fun. I am popping up all of my sentiments with foam adhesive over on the right side of the panel. Again, these are mini slimline cards. They measure 3 1/8 by 6 1/4, and then this little light gray background for each is 2 7/8 by 6 inches. This is Lawn Fawn Fog cardstock is the background for both of these. I didn't want it to just be plain white, but I wanted these to be very clean and simple. So we've kind of got the grouping of sentiments that's going to take up the right side of the card. And then of course the baby pram on the left, which is amazing. The detail for this little guy is so stinking cute. I just want to make them in every single color because I think they're darling. I will tell you too, I put it together wrong. You're going to see me take it apart because I accidentally put the bottom part of the stroller here, the little pram, I put my brad through that and then through the umbrella that goes over the top. And it actually should go from the umbrella, so in this case the striped pattern paper, again from Sunny Studio, and then the textured dot paper here is from Lawn Fawn. I'm assembling the bottom of the stroller here first and the handle and all of that. So I have all these little mini brads. I've had them forever. I have not bought a brad in eons. I don't know if you guys have been crafting as long as I have, but do you remember back when we had to have them in every single color and every style? Because I did clear out a lot of things when I moved. Gosh, it's been a year and a half. We're closing in on 2 years ago. I actually got rid of a ton, but I kept all of these little bitty ones because they're my absolute favorite. And I'm so glad because I use them a lot for projects like reveal wheel projects and now the Swish and Pop from Lawn Fawn. And this needed a little brad, so I'm so glad I kept some of my brads because they do come in very handy. So keep in mind, don't go through the bottom part rather of the baby stroller. Go through the umbrella, then through the bottom piece. You can see I tore it apart to fix it. I was looking at it and I'm like, this is not right. This is not right. And all of a sudden it dawned on me, and luckily the glue had not dried because I did glue this down with liquid adhesive, and I popped it off really fast. And the brad got away from me, by the way. That's what took so long right there. I had to search on the floor for it. I kind of got mad. And then we're going to put it through the stripe umbrella, then the bottom part. Look how cute. And then it just kind of tucks underneath into the bottom of the stroller. So sweet. And then I'll just glue that back down. And I'm just going to use my tweezers to kind of help hold it in place. We're going to pop our little heart accent here. That heart does come in the interactive baby stroller. There's this one and a smaller one. We're just going to use the bigger one today. And then we will finish our card with some more of those little white heart accents. I know I talk about them all the time, but the little heart accents from especially Trinity Stamps has a ton of really good ones. Lucy's Little Things has some clear ones that I use a lot. Those are my go-tos. I absolutely adore all of those little accents like that. I use them on everything. We're going to put a little glossy accents on the center of the wheels. I don't know if you notice, but those are little hearts. So, so cute. And then the heart on the stroller. We're going to put some glossy accents on this as well. Baby cards are something I love to have on hand because it's just convenient. You know, you grab a gift, you have a card, you know, you can put it together and you're good to go. So definitely one of my favorites to just kind of have on hand. Finally, we are going to do a little Easter card, a welcome spring, a welcome Easter. I know I have been sharing tons of Easter cards lately. This is the first year in a long time that I have made a lot of Easter cards, and I don't really know why. I mean, I always make a few, but I feel like this year the companies have really brought the good Easter stuff, like the things I really like. And I thought it would be fun to do like this whole like carrot garden. This is the new carrot die from Simon Says Stamp. It is amazing. I really, really love it. And I loved building all these little carrots, but I thought we can't have a carrot garden without a little bunny. And so I went to my stash. This card actually features 2 previously released Simon Says Stamp products. That's going to be the picture book bunny. I played around with both of them. This is the regular picture book bunny. So I played around with him, and I played around with the big picture book bunny, which I think would be cute because he could actually, if you use like one of the bodies with the bunny head, it could be holding the carrot, but it didn't really fit my slimline style that I was working today. So I used the mini one. Even though his body doesn't go all the way down, we're going to disguise that fact with all these carrots. You'll notice I was very particular with how I assembled this. I started with the bunny and I'm building the carrots around him, and I'm only putting adhesive on the very the base of the greenery on the carrots. That way it's kind of loose and it allows me to tuck all these little pieces maybe behind the bunny head. I don't mind some of them kind of coming over because I want it to look like he's down in this oversized carrot garden peeking out. Remember, if you've been here for a while, you've probably heard me talk about this. I often tell myself little stories while I'm building these cards, like especially a scene card. It helps me with the assembly, I guess, process of it, because I'm imagining like this little bunny down in this carrot patch. Like obviously the roles are reversed, the bunny's tiny and the carrots are big. It's like Honey, I Shrunk Easter or something. I don't know. It's late, you guys, give me a break. Anyway, I really think it's just cute. I love being able to utilize previously released product with brand new. It just gives it new life. It breathes new life into it. And so my carrots are all from the textured cardstock from Lawn Fawn, and that goes for the carrot tops or the carrot or Sunny Studio pattern paper. And look how seamlessly they work together. I am just in love with it. And then the background paper for this one is actually a Honeybee Stamps, believe it or not, autumn paper pad pattern paper. It's kind of a watercolor wash in a lightish yellow, and I liked that kind of as a backdrop for the carrots. And I just had to be very purposeful in my building. So the welcome, we're going to use our same welcome die. The Easter, though, comes from the previously released Bunny Kisses die. So I know that it's a single die that says Bunny Kisses and Easter Wishes. I was looking for the word Easter. I wanted a welcome Easter die cut sentiment. And I really had it in my mind that I wanted a script sentiment that worked with welcome. I went through my stash and I found this guy, and luckily it's not, these words are not all attached. They're all each individual words. It's just all one single die from Simon. And so we just die cut that. We die cut each word 3 times from a colorful cardstock. I believe I used Lawn Fawn Sunflower and Cilantro cardstocks, and those are going to be popped up right there over the carrots. And we're using a brand new sentiment strip from the Hello Beautiful release. This is the Easter Wishes sentiment strip that says, "May your heart be filled with blessings." And I absolutely adore how this turned out. You can see just kind of built it nice and slow, adding all of these little pieces. And it did go together much quicker than you would think it would. It was definitely the most time-consuming card that I made, just simply because it's a lot of repetition of die cutting. We've die cut that carrot a lot, but it's looking cute. And then once everything's glued down, I just trimmed off the bottom of the carrots, but we're gonna leave the top of them alone. Anything hanging off the edge, that's gonna include our bunny's ears. And then I'm going to need to die cut the bunny from white cardstock, or I guess I already did, because his tummy's white. But we're going to grab the insides of the ears and then the nose piece, and we're going to layer those on. I always like the nose to have a little bit more prominence, so that's kind of popped up. I did inlay the entire light gray layer. He's die cut from Lawn Fawn Fog cardstock. And I still have my hat on from my evening walk. That's funny. I forgot that I had it on. I went for a walk trying to figure out how I wanted to put this card together, and when I got back, I was so excited. I didn't even take my hat off. That's just the way it goes sometimes. We're going to inlay those little white pieces though in the ears and on the nose, and then I used 2 Copic markers, like a light gray, or not a light gray, a darker gray and a light pink. So the nose is going to be dark gray and the insides of the ears are going to be a light pink. And that's going to add that shading there. Instead of die cutting the bunny from yet another piece of colored cardstock, this just makes it super, super easy. And then I don't always die cut the eyes. First of all, on these little mini picture book ones, they're so teeny tiny. I love to just take some Nouveau crystal drops. You could use some black pearl gems or other black gemstones, something like that for the eyes. So I'm going to use the ebony black Nouveau crystal drops for the eyes on my bunny. We're going to just inlay those little bunny ears first and add in a little R00 to make those pink, very, very light pink. But it's so cute. I just love how this turned out. And I lost the other inside of the ear, so I had to die cut the bunny again. Right after I said that I could use all those pieces from die cutting the bunny for his tummy piece, and I dropped it and I literally couldn't find it anywhere. Okay, cute. We are almost finished. So just several new ideas on creating welcome cards with brand new Simon Says Stamp Hello Beautiful Release products. I hope this has inspired you to maybe try your hand at making your own welcome cards. You can make welcome cards for more than just brand new homes or brand new babies. I hope some of these ideas have encouraged you to have some fun with these new products and maybe some that you already have. Let's take a peek at all 6 cards I created again really quick. Starting with, I think we're going to start with our little Easter card all finished up here. This features the brand new carrot, as well as the welcome die, sentiment strips. We've got some baby cards with the welcoming stamp set, baby gender, and the interactive baby stroller. And then the Bitty Birdhouse welcome die and welcoming stamp set for the birdhouse cards. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this new video showcasing Hello Beautiful Simon Says Stamp products. The supplies I use to create my cards are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another video featuring Simon Says Stamp products that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to never miss a new card making video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.